the news center in high definition. This is News Channel 8 on your side today.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News Channel 8 today. I'm Rod Carter.
I'm Gail Guayardo. Today is Wednesday, February 6th. In the headlines this morning, arson investigation. Tampa Fire Rescue responded to a call at a home on Bird Street overnight. They found flames shooting out of the house. Coming up in a live report, you'll hear from a witness who recognized the suspects.
A Valrico family says they heard a loud bang overnight, and when they ran outside, their garage was on fire. It happened at 4007 Highgate Drive. Now, this is a picture of those flames. This was provided to us by the Hillsborough County Fire Rescue. Everyone did make it out safely.
Florida's brush fire season is getting off to a roaring start. A 200-acre brush fire in Pasco County has spread to a swampy area in the Moon Lake area. Depending on the wind direction, that could blow the smoke in the areas of State Route 52 and the Suncoast Parkway, so commuters beware. And we're going to, of course, have more news headlines coming your way in just a moment.
But first, let's go to Storm Teammate meteorologist Lee Spann in the Forecast Center. And you told us yesterday it was going to feel considerably warmer this morning, and it does.
It is very mild out there. Sorry, my IFB just went out, so I have no idea what you said, but it is definitely more mild out there this morning due to some extra clouds. It's not out of the question that you could see a stray shower this morning up into Citrus and Hernando County. As you can see, there are some light sprinkles just out in the Gulf of Mexico. Most of them, though, are not making their way onshore. The big news is how much warmer it is. 63 degrees in Plant City, actually. 59 in Homosassa, 62 in Tampa, 55 degrees in Sarasota. By 9 a.m., yeah, rain just to our north, 62 degrees by 9 a.m., but then 72 by noon with afternoon highs in the upper 70s, so still a mild 74 degrees at 6 p.m. Now let's check in with Leslie Lacey to see how traffic's moving.
Well, fortunately, no delays out on that Suncoast Parkway. We are keeping an eye on it just in case that smoke gets out there, but looks good at this point. Bell Shoals at Bloomingdale near the Brandon area. We have an accident. This one's off to the shoulder. Also another accident. This one's on the Fletcher on-ramp to southbound I-75, so just be aware of that. Meanwhile, I-75 still looking pretty good throughout the area. Let's go ahead and pull out our camera real quick. You can take a look. We're starting to see traffic build here southbound, and this is right around Fowler Avenue. Northbound getting a little bit heavier as well. So keeping an eye on I-75. Traffic starting to build in downtown Tampa, too. Back to you guys with the news.
All right, thanks so much, Leslie.
We begin this half hour with a developing story out of Tampa this morning. Overnight, fire rescue responded to a call at 1604 Bird Street, and when they got there, flames were shooting out of the house. Investigators believe someone intentionally set this fire. News Channel 8's Chip Osowski has been following this developing story all morning long. He joins us live with more. Chip?
Rod, officials with Tampa Fire Rescue say this is an active arson investigation. Now they're trying to figure out exactly who started this fire and why. When the first units arrived on scene shortly after 11 o'clock last night, the vacant home was engulfed in flames. Crews were able to get the fire out before it damaged any nearby homes.
He had to be an arsonist. Just set the fire for the hell of it. He picked up the cans to make money off the cans, but he set the fire. I don't know why in the hell he set the fire.
Gerald Gibson lives next door to the house. He says he saw the arsonist and recognized him as a man who routinely collects cans in the neighborhood. He's upset because he says he could have caught him.
I'm mad because I didn't clothesline him. I could have caught him, but he rolled by me on the bicycle. I could have clotheslined him, but I'd have had a charge.
Authorities do have a good suspect description and are now working to figure out how and where the fire was started.
Fire investigators are actually investigating that right now, and we have several officers over there right now going through all the debris to look for the area where it originated and to determine exactly how this individual did this at this time.
And the suspect is described as a white man in his 40s or 50s with straggly hair. He was last seen riding a bicycle out of the area wearing shorts and a trench coat. Obviously, anyone with any information on who this guy is urged to call the Tampa Police Department before he strikes again. Rod?
All right, Chip, thank you. And some added incentive here. There is a reward being offered for any information that leads to an arrest and conviction of an arsonist. Unattended cooking appears to be the cause of an early morning house fire in 23rd Street North in Tampa. Now, this video was provided to us by Tampa Fire Rescue because they posted it on their YouTube channel. Now, everyone did make it out safely. There were no injuries.
The Crystal River nuclear power plant will not be reopened. Duke Energy plans to permanently close the facility. The plant, which is located near Crystal River in Citrus County, has been offline since 2009 following a failed attempt to upgrade the reactor. But that resulted in a crack in the containment building around the reactor core. Since then, more than $440 million have been spent on repairs. Now work begins to close it.
But it's a very long process that involves putting the plant into a safe condition, keeping the plant in a safe condition for the next 30 to 40 years.
Meaning there will still be some jobs at the power plant for decades to come. Currently, more than 600 people work at Crystal River. We first told you this week that your electric bill could be going up next year. TECO wants to increase bills by 10% in 2014. That would mean about $11 more a month for the average customer. News Channel 8's Adrian Pedersen talked with some folks who say any increase is too much.
The bills are high enough as it is.
Michael Young pays TECO about $200 a month for a two-bedroom townhouse.
Another $10, $11, that's another $10, $11 up my son's mouth.
That's the proposed increase for the average customer, $11 a month, more for some.
So every little bit counts?
Yeah, every little bit counts towards diapers and, you know, every basic necessity for my children.
So it's definitely something you would notice?
Absolutely. Absolutely. As right now driving, running around making my kids turn all the lights off.
Sherry Jacobs, a TECO spokesperson, says the rate hike is the cost of doing business, like installing 170 miles of new power lines.
Of course, there's never a good time to raise rates, and we empathize with our customers who, just like us, are dealing with the effects of the economy. And the pace of the economic recovery has not been what anyone predicted.
If it has to happen to give us our service, then it has to happen, but
got to keep the lights on.
Got to keep the lights on, that's right.
I'm Adrian Pedersen, News Channel 8.
So what's next? The Public Service Commission has the final say. That vote isn't until November. In the meantime, there will be public meetings. Plus, the head of the Office of Public Counsel, a consumer advocate, plans to challenge the increase.
In developing this story this morning, more details about that daring FBI raid to rescue a boy held hostage in Alabama. The FBI says the kidnapper, Jimmy Lee Dykes, was expecting a delivery of some comfort items for himself and for the little boy at the time of that raid. Instead, members of the hostage team opened the bunker hatch and dropped a flashbang device to distract Dykes. Agents say Dykes fired a shot and that hostage team fired back, killing him before rescuing the little boy. That boy, Ethan, spent Monday in the hospital after that dramatic rescue, but is said to be doing absolutely fine.
He was running around the hospital room, putting sticky notes on everyone that was in there, eating a turkey sandwich, and watching SpongeBob.
In Ethan's hometown, the community came together last night for an early birthday celebration. He turned 6 years old today.
The U.S. Justice Department has filed a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit against the financial debt rating service Standard & Poor's. The $5 billion civil suit was filed Monday. It accuses the agency of intentionally misleading investors just to make a buck, helping to bring out this financial crisis. An attorney for the Standard & Poor's denies those allegations. Well, this morning, a 16-page memo provides legal rationale behind the Obama administration's use of drone strikes to target Americans threatening to kill other Americans. It discusses the September 2011 drone strike that killed 2 U.S.-born al-Qaeda operatives in Yemen. Now, according to the memo, it is lawful to target al-Qaeda-linked U.S. citizens if they pose an imminent threat of violent attacks against Americans.
We're following breaking news after an earthquake generated a tsunami in the South Pacific. A powerful 8.0 magnitude earthquake triggered tsunami warnings across the South Pacific. Now, we're learning that at least 5 people died in a remote part of the Solomon Islands. This is video from that area. However, it's several hundred miles away from the tsunami, where the tsunami struck. Residents of Fiji rushed to higher ground soon after that warning. Other people rushed inland before that large wave struck. Tsunami warnings in that region, however, have been canceled. 640, the 1-800-ASK-GARY Amphitheater is getting a new name.
Yeah, and some local Sweet Bay stores are closing earlier than expected. Details about that story coming up.
And a new accident in Bradenton. We've also got a live shot of congestion on I-75. It's all coming up with your True Speed traffic.
And it is much more mild as you send the kids off to the bus stop this morning. We do have some extra clouds, and there's the slimmest chance for an isolated shower, especially in Citrus and Hernando counties. But the big news will be the extra clouds and the more mild conditions. We start at 58 degrees. In fact, we've already checked in with Carolyn Carrollwood, who's at 59, much warmer than she was yesterday. A high temperature today, 77 degrees. Not too bad on this February day with a mix of sun and clouds. And Storm Team 8 is on the radio with our Clear Channel partners. Hear us on News Radio 970 WFLA, and I'll be back to let you know how much warmer we get before the weekend. It's 6:41, and you're watching News Channel 8 today.